And I was raised and I had lots of love as my childhood, as my teenage years. And I had a good life. I had lots of dates. I was probably, I don't know what I'd call myself, but I had one guy that I went with just because he liked the movies I did. I had one that took me to good dinners, and I had one that was the best dancer. And so I had a very well-rounded life. In the summertime, when I was a teenager, well, I guess I have to say, first of all, I never got along too well with women or girls. And so all my friends were guys. And like there would be 5 guys and me, and we would all go like to canoodles to the lake and go swimming. And we went swimming at least 2 times a week. And we played tennis, and we would go to the show. I was very active, not physically active, but I was an active person. I never sat. I was always on the go. I was 16 when I met Papa, and I had just graduated in June and still going to the dances that the high schools had. And I met him at a dance, and at that point, I thought I was pretty hot. Well, he thought he was pretty hot, so the two of us, he came to me and said, would you like a drink? And I said, yes, and so I took his drink instead of my drink, and he said, hey, that's mine. Well, nobody said, hey, that's mine to me. And so we started off by, I'll show him. The week before we got married, we were out, and I had decided I didn't want to see him anymore because I wanted to be a big career woman. And I didn't want children. I just wanted to be a big career woman and travel. And so I told him that night when I told him goodbye, I said, I don't ever want to see you again, because I like you too much, I think too much of you, and so it's best for both of us. And at that time, I was 17 and he was 21. And so he left, and I got in the house, and I got to thinking about it, and I thought, I'll never meet anybody like him again, ever. You're making the biggest mistake of your life. And I got on the phone, and I called a friend, Kenny, and I said, Kenny, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I says, Kenny, come get me right now. I've got to go find Wayne. And Kenny said, okay. So he came, he got me. I got in the car, and I knew exactly where he'd be, is at New Way Drive-In. So that's where we went. He was making a circle of the drive-in. I jumped out, jumped in his car, and he said, do you want to get married? And I said, yeah, right now. And a week later, we were going to Nebraska because somebody said, you don't have to wait 3 days in Nebraska. So we went to Nebraska, and they said, oh no, it's a 3-day wait. So then we had to go to Olathe, Kansas, and fill out papers, and we were married, and there was a dance going on that night, same place that we had met, so we went to it. And he took me home, and he went home. For 1 month, we didn't tell anybody. And at the end of the month, we were having dinner, and he said, I'm telling you, this is it, Pat. You're going to tell your mother, and I'm going to tell my mother. And I said, oh, my mother, we can't stay at my mother's house. She will not let us stay there. So he went to his house, and his mother said, yes, we could stay there. So he came back, and he said, okay, I did it. Now you do it. And so I got on the phone and called my mom, and she was so mad. And she said, you get over here, you bring the marriage license, and you get your clothes, and you get out. So I did. And my mom and I didn't speak for a year.